Hi Gemini, welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I'm Ronique. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to talk about the full moon in Aries that occurs on October 9th, 2022 at 4:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at 16 degrees of Aries. So at this time the sun is in Libra and the moon is sitting across the sky in Aries, both at 16 degrees. Excuse my setup today. We are in a new home, and so I'm trying to get all of my things where they need to be. So it's always interesting, especially coming into eclipse season in a few weeks. I'm a Scorpio, as you all know, so it always takes me a little while just to get my bearings because I'm used to things in a certain way at a certain time. So welcome you all. So Gemini, this could be an illuminating time for many of us. Aries is that sign of action, wanting to have a self-starting, self-evaluation type theme. So this could be a good time where you're reevaluating yourself and how you're looking at life. I think that you, Libra and Aquarius, are going to have probably an easier time with this full moon in Aries, just from a standpoint of we do have a grand air trine that is occurring between your sign, Libra, and Aquarius. And Mars is in your sign of Gemini. The Sun and Venus are in Libra, and Saturn is in Aquarius. So don't be surprised if communication is a little easier at this time. Maybe you get some enlightening information, especially with this full moon. October is really a dynamic month. If you haven't already, Gemini, please take a look at the October month aheads that are already up on Scorpio Soul Time, just to get a better depiction of what's going on this month. And as you know, Mars has moved into your sign of Gemini and will stay there until March of 2023. Mars actually goes retrograde at the end of October, so that definitely will probably affect you all, okay? All right, Gemini, let's get right to it. We're going to do a past, present, and future spread, and then we will pull some clarifiers. So in the past, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Then you have the Six of Cups in reverse. And you have the Eight of Swords in the upright position. Interesting that you got a few of the same cards as Leo did. Is that as Leo? As Taurus did. So if you have any Taurus placements, make sure and take a look at their video as well. They did get the Wheel of Fortune and that Six of Cups. All right, Gemini, so let's go ahead and clarify the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. Also, Gemini, please remember at this time, you could get a lot of downloads. So from your spirit guides, from your ancestors, just because of that grand trine air sign, you might have just like a lot of messages that come through easier. Mental clarity could come through. So just make sure you pay attention. If you hear little voices in your intuition, don't ignore them. All right, so for the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Four of Swords to clarify it. Possibly rest has been needed. The Magician card in the present, really beautiful energy there, Gemini. And then in the future, the Tower card in reverse. So interesting energy, Gemini, because I can see where in the past here with the Wheel of Fortune, possibly some type of twist of fate has occurred in your life. Maybe with a fixed sign. It could have been with a Leo, an Aquarius, a Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and who am I leaving out? Well, you know, it will come to me because this is usually what happens when I'm on screen. So with the four fixed signs, possibly you've had some type of confrontation with someone. Maybe there was some type of energy where you were dealing with some situation that hands of fate took over. It does feel like you needed to rest from it. So I'm not quite sure if you've been ill or if you have been sick in the past, but your spirit guides want you to know that, you know, they're glad that you have gotten over it and that the hands of fate, or if you will, are turning in your favor in the present. And I say that because you do have the Magician card and the Six of Cups at this full moon in Aries. So at this time, Six of Cups usually have to do with someone from your past in a nostalgic or maybe memorable way has come back into your life. So this Six of Cups could be a old friend, a relative that you haven't seen in a while. Especially with it being in reverse, it could mean like it's taken them a while to come into your life, but they finally show up, or they're on their way to showing up. And the Magician card feels like you've wanted this almost like a reunion for a long time. You now have all the tools. Maybe you didn't have the money or resources, or you weren't able to go see a loved one. There's something here that's showing me like you're able to reconnect with someone that you've been wanting to connect with for a long time. So that's really beautiful energy. Now in the future, Gemini, I do see some concern with the Eight of Swords and the Tower card, because to me, this is symbolizing you feeling like you are stuck in some type of mental, almost like a mental loop, or you're not able to get out of maybe replaying information over and over in your head. The Tower card is indicating that something has to come to an end. Something has to be probably eclipsed out of your life for you to move forward so that you can get out of this stuck place that you're in. And I will say, Gemini, as we come into eclipse season at the end of October, October 25th to be exact, is when the new eclipse season begins for the fall. October 25th, we will have that Scorpio partial eclipse, and then later into November, we will have a Taurus eclipse. So take a look at those October month aheads, because I feel like you have this dynamic energy where you have like all the tools you need at this full moon in Aries, but then something is kind of like getting at you as you enter into the latter part of the month. And I think that, you know, this month is one in which, you know, your Mars in with Mars being in your sign, this could have something to do with Mars, action, you know, conflict. This Tower and this Eight of Swords to me is very telling of the future of possibly some mishaps. So make sure you're careful in terms of accidents, but also maybe just conversations being more fiery, needing to get out of a situation that maybe you're not feeling comfortable in. So I would say, Gemini, overall, I think the energy is very balanced. You have like a very high vibe energy in the present. Looks like you needed to take a rest or heal from the past, but then the future is looking a little turbulent. So make sure you're keeping yourself grounded. Like I said, take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs as well in this video series, just to see how the different aspects of your life all come together. All right, Gemini, I hope you all have a good full moon in Aries, and I'll talk to you all later.